We know that exporting our Blackboard is very, very important because if our semester rolls over, we don't want to lose all of that work that we've done. So I'm just going to show you quickly how to do that. Right now I am in one of my Blackboard courses, and you can see I've got all of my tabs right over here. So I'm just going to scroll down to where it says Packages and Utilities and click on that. And then I'm going to go to Export and Archive Class. Right here, what you're seeing are all of the times that I have ever exported this class. And so you can see here the date and the times. Anytime I make a change that's significant and there's a risk of me not having my course available anymore, for example, if I am doing something in the summer whenever our enrollment is a little bit sketchy, then it's always a good idea to export whenever I'm done. So all I have to do is click up here where it says Export, and then I'm going to select everything I want to save. Okay, so you see right here the content areas. For example, this one here, it says Getting Started, and then this one, Taking It Further. Those are content areas that I have links and documents and discussion board links and all of that in it. So you know what, I'm just going to click that and it's going to select them all. Now all of these units here, I actually don't have anything in here. I know that because I have not renamed Unit 3, Unit 4 the same way that I renamed Unit 1 to Getting Started and Unit 2 to Taking It Further. So I don't have to do these if I don't want to, and I don't. It's just going to take up room, and I'm going to have to go back and delete those unnecessary things. If I have adapted release rules, then I could save those if I wanted to. Keep in mind, if you do, you're probably going to have to go back in and change that date whenever you import it. I probably have specific announcements to each class that's going to change each semester, so I don't necessarily have to do that, but I do want to save my blogs. Again, my calendar is probably going to change each semester, so I don't necessarily have to do that. I want to save my discussion board topics, my early warning system rules, my grade center items. My group settings are going to change as my students change, so that's not a big deal. But my journals, my rubrics, all my settings, I do want to save all of that. And then I also want to save these assessment tools. So all I have to do is come down here and click Submit. Right up here you see it tells me that it has been a success. An email is going to be sent whenever the process is complete. I could go check my email and see if it has went. I'm just going to refresh my page. And I'm going to go back down into Export and Archive Class. And you see here's today's date and here's that file. So I'm going to download this by clicking on it. And I'm using Google Chrome, so you probably can't see down here at the bottom that has just been downloaded. But if I go over here to my downloads, you can see it right here. This is my zip file. I'm going to have to put that into a safe place like my documents, because right now it's just in my downloads. So let me open that up. And I actually have a folder called Blackboard. That would be a very good place for me to keep that. So I am just going to drag that in there. Just like that. There it is. Now this zip file is the one that I'm going to import should I go back into a class later. So let me show you real quick how that works. I'm going to go back to my institution. Okay, and I've got all these classes that I'm teaching. I'm just going to put it into this practice course here. So I clicked on that, and you can see here that this one looks totally different than the one I was just in, because this is my practice course. If I go back to Packages and Utilities, Then I'm going to import a package. Click on Import Package. And then right here I'm going to choose a file. And I do not have my Blackboard file right there, so let's do this way. I can see it a little bit better. This is the one I just exported, so I click on the zipped folder. Keep that in mind, it has to be the zip. Now I'm going to click Open. What I'll do, I want to include everything. I know that I didn't have the announcements or the calendar. And then I hit Submit. Tells me it has been done, and you can see here it is. It went down to the bottom of all of these things here. So now what I would have to do is just delete these things that I do not want. Okay, so for example, I really just want this little block to be seen. I've got two tools, two groups, so I'm just going to go in here and delete. Tell it OK, and it's going to refresh each time. I don't want my groups there, so I'm just going to delete those and tell it OK. And that's what I'll do each time. Be sure that you do this regularly, especially if you are working in a time whenever we're putting students into courses, because whenever that's all complete in the export process, something could happen and all of your hard work could be gone. So this is a backup, just like we have to back up our computers to make sure that nothing happens to them. You know, we've all experienced whenever our computer has crashed and we've lost everything. We don't want the same thing to happen with our Blackboard course. So always make sure you're backing up using these procedures.